Hi, I'm Daniel Andrews, owner and creator of the DAN Show, and welcome to my latest 2022 NFL mock draft video. Today, I'm going to break down the Houston Texans and what they're going to do with the third pick in the 2022 NFL Draft. Now, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, and while you're at it, give me the thumbs up and ring the bell. That way you can be notified every time I come out with a new video. Now, let's start the show. First off, I'm making this video with the available information. This is right after the combine, before free agency. So right now, as I'm making this video, Deshaun Watson's still in the Texans. Davis Mills is going into the season as a starter, and the Texans hold the 3rd, 37th, 68th, and 80th pick in the draft. And what they're looking for is 4 players who will either start or contribute immediately to their team. And this means 2 things. Number one, quarterback is completely off the table. With those 4 picks, quarterback is not going to be one of them. Last year, they took Davis Mills in the 3rd round. They're not going to use either one of those picks that I mentioned on a quarterback. All right, Davis Mills is going to be the guy. They're going to build the team around him. And number 2, this means that the Houston Texans, the way things are right now, are absolutely open for a trade, and they do have that possibility. I think that I think that Detroit and Jacksonville are stuck. There's no chance that they're going to be able to trade down, even though both teams would be open to a trade. Houston, however, can. The opportunity for a trade, I think, really starts here with the 3rd pick in the draft. So while Houston can trade down, I don't think Jacksonville and Detroit can. So this is where the draft really gets interesting. In this mock draft, there are no trades. So what will Houston do with the 3rd pick in the draft? Now, I love Brandon Cooks, and I was a huge Nico Johnson fan. I really like both these players. However, the Houston Texans are going to draft a wide receiver in this draft. I just don't think they're going to do it at 3. Those 4 draft picks that I mentioned, one of those draft picks is going to be on a wide receiver. Now, they could get very creative. They could use that 2nd round pick to trade back late in the 1st. They could use one of those 2 3rd round picks to trade back late in the 2nd to get a wide receiver. But bottom line, wide receiver will be addressed in this draft, just not at number 3. Now, you may have heard some of these rumors that Laramie Tunsil's on the trade block. If that's the case, and Ike Ekwonu, the massive tackle out of North Carolina State, that definitely is in play. But as of right now, Laramie Tunsil is the starting left tackle, so you're set there. Basically, with the 3rd pick in the draft, you can rule out offense completely. The Texans could really use help at corner and linebacker, and no corner in this draft is really worth considering with the 3rd pick. But linebacker is interesting because Devin Lloyd is built perfectly for this defense. Devin Lloyd could come in day 1 and be an impact type of player. If Devin Lloyd ends up being a pick, and you would have to have some really big balls if you're the Houston Texans to take an inside linebacker at number 3 overall. But Devin Lloyd's a guy in this defense I could see being an all-pro right away. This is a guy that it would just be a perfect fit for this defense. Again, I think 3 is too high for an inside linebacker, and I absolutely love Devin Lloyd. And I would love Devin Lloyd with the Houston Texans. I just don't see them pulling the trigger at 3. Kyle Hamilton is somebody who would be really, really interesting in this defense because traditionally in the Tampa 2 defense, the safeties play in the back half. Basically, safeties are the last line of defense. That's why they kind of call it the Tampa 2s. They have 2 safeties in the back. If Hamilton's the pick, I don't see him playing that traditional safety role. I think he'd be a safety linebacker hybrid. You would call him a safety, but I think we'd actually end up playing a lot more in a box. I think he would cover tight ends. I think he would blitz. I think he might even play some in the slot. And if Hamilton's the pick here, this would be a nightmare for offensive coordinators because one of the things about Tampa 2 defense is that you know what you're getting. Well, if you draft Kyle Hamilton here, you don't know what you're getting because he wouldn't always play in that deep half. He would play all over the field. He would be a very creative chess piece. And that would be a lot of fun. So if Kyle Hamilton's a pick here, and you're a Houston Texans fan, you're going to see some real creative things with the defense. However, I have the Houston Texans going in a completely different direction. With the third pick in the 2022 NFL Draft, the Houston Texans select Kdeon Thibodeaux, defensive end out of Oregon. Now, I believe the Texans, if they had the number one pick overall, they would take Kdeon Thibodeaux. I think that they are just locked in on Thibodeaux, and this is the perfect fit for the Houston Texans. I really believe that there's a chance that Thibodeaux's the pick here. I think he could have 15 sacks, maybe even more as a rookie. 15, by the way, would be a rookie record. But Thibodeaux has no ceiling in this defense. Sky literally is the limit. In the Tampa 2 defense, it's really only successful if you have an elite player on that defensive line. And Thibodeaux has more upside in this defense than any other player in the draft. Now, let's just say Detroit takes Thibodeaux at number 2 and Hutchinson's available. I think the Texans will do everything they can to trade down, but let's just say they can't do it. You know, the clock's almost up and Thibodeaux is gone. I think the Texans will go and take Devin Lloyd at number 3. I know that's crazy, but I think Devin Lloyd could be an absolute stud in this defense. So I think the two top players on the Houston Texans board would be Thibodeaux and Devin Lloyd. I think they would actually pass on Hutchinson. I think they would try to trade down, but if they're stuck at 3, I think they take Devin Lloyd. But listen, this is my opinion. This is what I think. I want to hear from you. What do you think? Drop a comment below. What do you want the Houston Texans to do with the third pick in the 2022 NFL Draft? Look, tomorrow I'm going to break down the New York Jets and what they're going to do with the 4th pick in the 2022 NFL Draft. But before you leave, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Why not? And look, give me a thumbs up. Drop a comment below, and I will see you tomorrow.